So it's summertime here in Portland and you are wondering what it's like. Well, you're in the right place because I've put together a list of must-sees and must-dos for your summers here in Portland. But first, I wanted to break down what you can expect weather-wise when you're living here during the summer months. And so one thing I will say is if you're planning to move here, I'm gonna warn you that if you're visiting here during the summer, unless you're here during one of the brutal heat waves, it's a pretty easy sell. The days are generally beautiful with no rain, warm and sunny. People are happy to go out and about in the city and it's lively out. Summer's a great time to be in Portland, but I always recommend my clients who aren't used to the Pacific Northwest climate to visit in the dead of winter time instead if they're truly considering a move here, because then you'll be really able to tell if you can handle it here. It's easy to love Portland in June, July, August, and even September usually, but try December, January, and February out for size before you really commit to living here. It's like if you can't handle me at my worst, you can't handle me at my best. I am by no means trying to discourage you from making a move here in the summertime, but just trying to prepare you for the fact that the consistently amazing summer weather is fleeting. The days are long and it rarely rains in the summer months, which means that you can hang up your down jackets for a while and unpack those shorts and t-shirts from the closet. The sun usually doesn't even set until 9 p.m. or later, which allows for maximum outdoor activities. The average high temperature for June is 73 degrees. The average high for June and July is about 80 degrees, but let me tell you, more and more often, it feels like we keep getting battered by these crazy heat waves where it just sits in the 100+ degree temperatures for days. As I'm recording this video, we're just coming off of a stretch where 5 days straight was in the triple digits. That was not fun. Now, I'm sure my clients who just relocated here from Texas are probably laughing at me right now as they're watching this thinking, heat wave? What heat wave? But to me, it was hot as fuck, okay, Gary? It's finally cooling down now to the 80s and low 90s, and I'm very thankful. Speaking of clients relocating here though, tons of people like yourself are watching these videos every day who are quietly planning to relocate to the Portland area, and eventually they get in touch with me to have them help with the move and buy that perfect home here in the Portland metro area. And in case this even needs to be said, I absolutely love it, so don't feel shy. I'll never even know who you are unless you reach out via call, text, email, or just scheduling a video call, which you can do all that stuff. Find all the info right down below this video, so don't hesitate to get in touch today. Now with that out of the way, let's dive into some of the many fun things to do in Portland, Oregon during the summertime. Starting with, go outside. This is going to be a common theme for this video, but this is the time to get out and enjoy the outdoors. This is when it's time to get out and reap the benefits of the 140-ish days of rain you just powered through in the months prior. All the nature, whether you're talking about people's gardens in their front yards or the nature of the great outdoors, it all comes to life after being watered for most of the fall, winter, and spring. So enjoy it. There's tons of parks to have a picnic in or even hike in, all within the city, and there's an endless amount of wilderness to go hiking and camping in, even within a 30-minute drive of Portland. Being outside is one of the absolute best things you could do during the summer, so even going for a walk around the neighborhood is a great thing to do. You can also go swimming here in Portland. There are tons of public pools, both indoor and outdoor pools that are open all summer, as well as rivers. One of my favorite spots to take a dip is right in the Willamette River. Yes, it's clean, and yes, you can swim in it from many places, but my favorite is from the Selwood Riverfront Beach Park. Also, if you go farther out into the wilderness, there are tons of lakes up in the mountains you can take a dip in. Places like the Sandy River have places you can swim as well, but beware because the water can be freezing cold since it's coming straight from the snow melt from Mount Hood. Swimming is a great option if you are wanting to cool down during the occasional Portland heat wave, but if you want to escape the heat completely, you can reliably do so by just driving west about an hour and a half to the coast. If it's 100 degrees in Portland, you can reasonably expect a perfect 70 to 75 degrees out at the coast. There's some lovely towns within a 2-hour drive of Portland, including Cannon Beach, Seaside, Rockaway Beach, Oceanside, and Manzanita, to name a few. Each town has its own unique charm and are all worth checking out as a day trip or short vacation away from Portland. If you have young kids, one thing you can do is get them slathered up with sunscreen, throw their swimsuits on, pack some snacks, and head to a park with a splash pad. This is an ideal way to stay cool and keep them entertained for hours. There are many parks all over Portland that operate pretty fun splash pads all summer long. The kids will want to run around forever, and you can join in too if it's extra hot. It's also great to bike around the city. As I've mentioned in many previous videos on this channel, the city of Portland is one of the most bike-friendly places in America. With a system of local, quiet residential streets called greenways that connect you virtually anywhere in the city, you can bike around safely with ease. It's the best way to get around on a warm summer day when you just want to enjoy the day. You may discover a new place to eat or a spot to sit down and sip some local beer that you wouldn't have otherwise noticed if you were just driving around. Biking can also be a very social thing, so look up the many regular Pedalpalooza events to make some new friends here and have some fun on your bike. There are literally group bike rides scheduled every day, morning, afternoon, and night. It's pretty wild. With food carts being a Portland staple, you've definitely got to get out and enjoy some of those throughout the summer. Food carts, if you don't already know, are basically stationary food trucks that gather in groups known as food cart pods. It's kind of like an outdoor food court, and many of them are awesome. Honestly, some of my favorite places to eat in all of Portland are various food carts, and they range from anywhere from good to gourmet. The food scene in general in Portland is amazing, and nothing complements a warm summer day like eating a satisfying meal at one of the thousands of places to eat in Portland. Portland is also known for its craft beer, so make sure you cool down with a crisp and refreshing local beer at one of the many places to do so. After all, there's over 80 breweries within the city of Portland alone. Many different types of produce will be in season during the summertime, so make sure you get out frequently to the farmers markets. There are many different farmers markets that occur on a weekly basis, whether you are talking about the King Market in Northeast, the St. John's Farmers Market in North Portland, the Montevilla Farmers Market in Southeast, or the biggest and most epic farmers market I've ever been to, and my personal favorite, the PSU Farmers Market in downtown. There's no better feeling than getting some of the freshest possible ingredients and supporting local farmers as well. You can find everything you could need, from fruits and veggies to any kind of locally raised meat products, eggs, even wine and yummy desserts, and even flowers at the farmers markets here. The farmers markets typically have different food vendors as well, serving up delicious meals. One of my personal favorites is the new Mexican style breakfast burrito spot that is open year-round at the PSU farmers markets. Speaking of farmers markets and farms, take a trip up to Sauvie Island at some point to go to one of the You Pick berry farms. Whether you're looking for the famous hood strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, bring a bucket or maybe even a wagon and pick as many berries as your heart desires for a fraction of the cost that you'll pay in the grocery store. It's fun and it gets you outside and keeps you busy for a while, and then at the end, you get a whole bunch of fresh berries. Outdoor concerts are definitely a thing in Portland. PDX Live is a concert series that occurs in downtown Portland where you can see some pretty big names play up close and personal in the middle of Pioneer Square. Here you can see names like The Shins, Built to Spill, Sleater Kinney, and many other touring bands. And if you want an even bigger outdoor concert experience, make sure you check out the schedule for Edgefield Concerts. It's a 5,000 capacity outdoor venue just on the outskirts of the Portland Metro to the east. It's an absolutely beautiful venue, and some of the biggest and best names in music make a stop there in the summer. In 2024, some of the bands playing there include Lake Street Dive, the Avett Brothers, Primus, Portugal the Man, String Cheese Incident, the Decemberists, and even Blondie. It's one of my favorite outdoor venues around, and I highly recommend going to a show there, especially if it's one of your favorite artists. On the smaller scale, you can also sometimes catch local concert series for free in Laurelhurst Park or a dance party up on Mount Tabor Park. Now, if you haven't noticed, there is a common theme among all the suggestions in this video, and those are to be outside. Pretty much all the things I've suggested can and should be done outside, and so if you're looking for more recommendations for parks to hang out in or hike in, I'd highly recommend checking out this video right here, where I take you to my 5 favorite outdoor spots in Portland. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you over there.